Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining me for another video. As always, a free way you can support this channel is by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment in the comment section, letting me know what you had for breakfast, all contributing to the algorithm. Thank you again for the many patrons who have signed up. You are the reason why I do this every single day. No, all of you are the reason why I do this every single day. I don't know why I said that. So, anyway, interesting discussion to be had today. Just taking a look at the prices here. Bitcoin, it looked like it was going to go higher. It was going to, it was in the mid 30s. Things were looking good. I'm still encouraged by what I'm seeing with the price of Bitcoin right now. 38,628. Ethereum just keeps on getting stronger by the day. Some other things looking good. Solana, Polkadot seem to be recovering. Binance and Cake slowing down a little bit because of Doge. If you're wondering why I'm saying because of Doge, check out the video that I made yesterday about that. And so today is just a slow but sure day and another boring day, which I'll take boring. I will take 1% increases in the price of Ethereum. If you gave me that every day, I would be a very wealthy man sometime soon. So I was introduced to a thread. It was not a bad thread. I actually liked what I read there, and I wanted to discuss those things and just to again affirm where I think we're moving forward. So on my TikTok,
disbelief, and so many of you are in that right now,
about a suckers rally that people are saying this is a suckers rally, the bounce from 30,000 or so to 38,000, that we're in a dead cat bounce, implying that it's going to go even further down to like 20,000, 15,000. It's nonsense, guys. It is nonsense. That is not going to happen. Could it happen? Sure, on the heels of some major FUD or a major stock market crash, which again has never happened in the history of Bitcoin. That is not priced in. Something like that could happen. But otherwise, we are just fine in the 30s, and we will, if anything, start trickling our way forward. So I got this comment 16 hours ago yesterday by Rishi G. This is going to age so badly, bro. And so usually when I see stuff like that, I just kind of ignore it. But it always triggers me when people say stuff along the lines of this didn't age well or this isn't going to age well. And so I decided to respond, and he actually gave me some decent resources. So he says, I'm going to link to 2 Twitter threads below this. Check them out. I looked at the first one, Rekt Capital. I have not looked at the second one by Mark Cullen. So here's what Rishi what got him so excited about telling me that I was going, that this, my comment, my video, my TikTok was going to age so poorly. Well, here we go. Bitcoin is on the cusp of a potential death cross. All right, let me stop right here and tell you that this is a long thread, but really, really good information. And if I see things trending in the direction that this person with 150,000 followers is commenting on, then I'll get very, very nervous. I don't think that it's going to go in the direction that he's saying. We have about a month and a half for this potentially to happen, and very simple things could happen in between now and then. But I don't think it's going to go this direction, and actually he doesn't think it's going to go to this direction either. This person who trolled me on TikTok didn't bother to read any of the other tweets by this guy. But again, very good information. I want to analyze it here. So what is a death cross? Bitcoin is on the cusp of a potential death cross. So a death cross is when the 50-week moving average crosses below the 200-week moving average. So if you picture this 200-week moving average would be more of a steadily, or sorry, not a 200-week, 200-day moving average would be more steady. The 200-week moving or 50-day moving average would be more up and down. 200-day moving average would be more steady. So a death cross is when that 50-day moving average crosses over the 200-day moving average. A lot of dramatic things need to happen before that death cross happens, and then a lot of dramatic things typically happen afterwards. So if I could summarize this, let's go down to what has happened when a death cross has happened historically. Bitcoin peaked in 2013. It took 135 days for the death cross to occur. That's over 4 months. And during those 4 months, Bitcoin dropped 73%. So again, we have a 73% drop leading up to the death cross. And then, so yeah, his point, the death cross occurs with some lag, so that by the time it happens, a lot of downside will have already happened. That said, the death cross confirms a bearish trend and proceeds even more downside. And in 2013, the death cross preceded an additional 71% drop. So if you can picture this with me, we had an initial 73% drop to the point of the death cross. After the death cross, there was another 71% drop. And that's where we are moving direction-wise right now. And in some, when Bitcoin peaked, 73%, 71%, I already talked about that. Let's take another period into account. Bitcoin peaked in 2017. It took 107 days for the death cross to occur, 3.5 months. During those 3+ months, Bitcoin dropped 70% from the 2000 peak. Bitcoin dropped 70% before the death cross actually occurred. Once the death cross happened, Bitcoin experienced an additional 65% correction to the downside. So the death cross once again confirmed even more downside. So in sum, 70%, 107 days. After that 170-day period, the death cross happened, an additional 65% in the months that followed. So let's take a look at another historical death cross period. June of 2019 took 149 days. All right, so picture this. We bottomed out during the 2018 capitulation of $3,000, and it topped out at about $12,000, but then it kind of it went down from there until the big bull run after the coronavirus crash last year. So June 2019 took 149 days for the death cross to occur. It took Bitcoin 5 months to perform a death cross. But until that death cross occurred, Bitcoin's price had already dropped by 53%. But once the death cross took place, Bitcoin dropped an additional 55% to the downside. So summary, 53% drop, death cross occurs, 55% drop. I think we get the picture. So now, here we are again. Bitcoin is potentially, on the cusp of a new death cross soon. So let's assume this happens. It doesn't necessarily have to happen. In my opinion, it won't happen. It's just good to have this perspective in place. We need to now address two questions. When could this death cross happen, and how much extra downside could Bitcoin see if after it happens? The question of when, historically, it happens between 107 to 149 days. If history repeats, we could see a death cross occur sometime in July or in early September. So this red area in this chart, July 31st to September 11th of 2021, that would be something else, the 20-year anniversary of the September 11th attacks. No coincidence at all, just seeing that as potentially when this death cross could occur. Right now, the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA are converging rapidly towards one another. They are converging towards one another, and it is happening rapidly. If Bitcoin doesn't increase its price soon and the EMAs continue the same current pace, the death cross could happen sooner in mid-June 2021. So, how deep could this retrace happen? If we see a death cross, we could be seeing a price around the $18,000 area for Bitcoin, which would be, I didn't mean to click on that, which would be, in this position, a really, really great buying opportunity. I mean, I know I'm too much of an optimist when I say something like that, but if you were to see Bitcoin at $18,000, you would be seeing the buying opportunity of a lifetime. Why would you sell? Don't sell if you see $18,000 Bitcoin. That would be an amazing buying opportunity, and that's what this person says. If history were to repeat itself with the 65 or 71% crash, this person writes it off. 14,000, 11,500 Bitcoin would seem very unlikely, but that would be the scenario. So these death crosses are being less and less deadly as they happen. But all right, what needs to happen? This is really the rest of it. What needs to happen from here? is Bitcoin. Let's see this. Bitcoin just needs to get above the 200 EMA. That's it. So where's the 200 EMA right now? Let me actually click on this chart here, and hopefully it won't take too long to load. Right now, this 200 EMA is in the lower 40s. I'll zoom in on that. Lower 40s. We get back above the lower 40s, and there is no way that this death cross will occur. Very, very simple things. And I am expecting us to get into the lower 40s sometime soon. So we went through all of that just to say, yes, it is happening rapidly, that this movement to this quote unquote death cross area could be happening, and it is happening sometime soon. But all it takes is for a movement above the 200 EMA. That's it. So, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think that, like, it looks like we are recovering well. I know I was pretty happy this morning to see us hit around 39,500. Now it's down to 38,500. It is what it is. You know, people are taking some profits, but we are moving through. We broke through that $38,000 resistance, which I thought was a pretty key level. I think the next level is going to be around $42,000. And so we break through there, and then, hey, we're above the 200 weekly EMA, or sorry, not the 200 weekly EMA, the 200 day estimated EMA. And so moving forward here, another thing that I'm really, really paying attention to, I'm going to move myself over to the right side this time, is the logarithmic growth curve here. Another good thing for you to pay attention to, especially because I have been on record comparing this cycle to the 2013 cycle. So let's look at what happened in 2013. Follow my mouse here. You can see Bitcoin shot above you. You see the kind of this orange line kind of being the mean of where we should be as far as the price is concerned. Today, that orange line would be around $44,000. That would be like the middle ground level. In 2013, we shot above that pretty high, got up to the 200s, and then kind of got rejected. We got rejected in this level, went back down below, and you see, let me just move my mouse out of the way. You can see that we didn't go too far below that orange line, the mean line, but we were there for a while. We were a little bit lower than that level for a while. And I mean, if you look at it, yeah, we didn't have that really sharp jump to this time around. I think it's just because the money is smarter right now, that they weren't going to let us go to $100,000, that they were just going to keep on taking their profits around that level. So we just kind of hung out a little bit above, in the $50,000 to $60,000 range, and now we've been rejected. Just like the early part of 2013, we were rejected, and now we're below this mean level again, and I do expect something similar to happen this time around, where it's just going to take a while, but we're going to slowly but surely move our way up and then shoot to the very top of the level, which would put us over $100,000. So, August of 21, September of 21, that would be $128,000. But again, in my opinion, I could see this bull run going to somewhere around November to May of 2022, November of 2021 to May of 2022. If that happens, we would see something closer to a $200,000 Bitcoin, which is what I'm estimating. I don't see any possibility. I just don't see it. Aside from the fact that all of this funny money has entered the system, I don't quite see us hitting $300,000. If so, it's because just of the M2 money supply increasing at the rapid rate that it has. I don't think it's going to have that much of an effect on inflation that we would see a $300,000 Bitcoin. So a few other things that I'm seeing right now, the Pi Cycle Top Indicator, I talked about this a couple weeks ago. So this has been very accurate in predicting highs. So we have the 350-day moving average compared to the 111-day moving average. 350 divided by 111 is as close to 3.14159, etc., that you could get with these two numbers. And so anyway, that's why they call it the Pi Cycle. So we hit that pi cycle, the 111 hit the 350 moving average right in April, right at the peak in April of 2013, and then that was the top. And again, it happened within a 3-day span at the peak in November of 2013, and that was the top. And then in December 2017, it hit that peak again. That was the top. And then here we go, $64,000 Bitcoin in April of 2021. Those two converged again. That was the top. And now we are seeing the 111-day moving average move back below the 350-day moving average. I am expecting a prolonged period of about 3 to 4 months of the 111-day ranging below the 350-day moving average, while also moving its way slowly back up to that 350-day moving average, and then eventually crossing it, and that will be a sign that we're near or at the top. So, very important things to pay attention to in this. It is going to be, in my opinion, a long road to recovery. I've said it before, I'll say it again. $64,000 Bitcoin, 64.9 was the peak in April, right before that Coinbase listing. I think it's going to take a few months to get right back at that point. When it does, the 111-day moving average for the pi cycle indicator will still be pretty far below the 350-day moving average. We will have a lot more room to grow, but then growth will be pretty much accelerated at that time. So again, short term, what I'm looking at is for us to cross back above that 200-day moving average and staying above it so that that death cross type scenario is averted, because I don't think we will see a death cross. And then over the medium term, I am expecting things for us to slowly stay above that 200-day moving average. That 200-day moving average will creep up a little bit higher and higher over the next few months, and then we'll get to the $64,900 range, and then we'll shoot higher. That's just my opinion. Would love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments section. Sorry for the distractions. I was trying to wait for my kids to leave so that I could actually focus on working during my workcation, but I know that there were several different screams and things happening in the background. I did my best. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Much love. Peace.